Well, in your own life, because this is something I think about a lot. I think about confidence and ego, right? And I've always had a tough time knowing what my feelings are. Like when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of feelings, I think, and so I didn't know what a lot of them were.
Yeah.
And then as I've gotten older, it's like...
You didn't have feelings, or when you had feelings, you just didn't know what the hell they were
I didn't know
about?
what they were. So I couldn't tell if I was like, have like instincts or uncertain, like what was like when it was making decisions, I couldn't tell what was instinctual or what was me making a choice. I just didn't have a lot of feelings when I was young. And so it was kind of like a late bloomer in some of those worlds. But one of the things I struggle with sometimes still is just like ego and confidence, you know? How do you know, you know what I'm saying? Because one can be super dangerous. One is healthy.
Well, look, man, I think ego's gotten a bad rap. This, elimination of the ego, there's a difference to going, I have confidence. I have confidence. Then there is, oh, look at me. The difference between I and me. Me's the objective one, right? Me's that Jumbotron, the Hoyer one, where you're going like, oh yeah, how do I look? I look good. There's where I get my confidence from, something I saw myself outside of myself. Confidence with the I, which I think is true ego, when we handle it right, is, I think, extremely healthy. I mean, man, it's like judgment. You got to have judgment or you have no identity. And where do you get judgment from? Well, part of that, I believe, is part of the ego of I am discerning because I prefer this over that. I expect this more than I expect that.
Experiences.
For myself or from others. Now, ego can get out of check when it gets into the look at me.
Yeah.
But when it's coming from the subjective place of like, no, I'm prepared for this. This is what I'm fashioned to do. I have the ability. I'm capable, and I'm willing. I'm going to go do that. And no one's going to judge myself harder than I'm going to judge myself because I believe what I am capable of doing. I mean, look, I wrote about this in Green Light since a little bit in Poems and Prayers. These roofs, these limitations we put on ourselves, we make those up. And that's a cocky-ass thing to do. Who do we think we are?
To put limitations just on
put these roofs on our ability if we have that ability. Now we get into what's humility. Humility, which is a word I had trouble with because growing up, especially in religion, humility, I always kind of cowered. My head kind of, my shoulders came forward, my head kind of got down, and I didn't know how to have confidence with humility. How do you have confidence and be humble? And then I heard a new definition of humility or being humble, admitting that we have more to learn. Now that definition, all of a sudden, my shoulders backed up, my head went high. I said, oh, I can dig that. I'm in. I have more to learn.
Because that's an active humility kind of.
Now I'm going forward. It's affirmative.
Right.
I can still be graceful, still be empathetic and listen, but I'm not.
And it's retreating. Like
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not being passive necessarily. I think we got to have a healthy ego.
And empowering taking on of knowledge and admitting you have more to learn.
Yeah.
That's it
was a freeing, sometimes a definition of a word for me, like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Now I understand it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes 40. I didn't learn that one until I was 45.
Yeah.
So for 45 years, hey, get off your toes. You better be humble. I was like,
yeah,
I'd cow down and miss opportunities. And not be the first to speak up if I knew the answer or something, or pass the buck too often. And that's like a false modesty. Oh, shoot, no, I'm not
Yeah,
me.
it's really pretending to, it's like, oh, let you see me be modest.
Yeah, and it's bullshit. It's you're lying. It's kind of cocky in reverse.
Yeah.
Look, the big project, as far as I can tell, the one that's non-negotiable. That's the thing. Can we find non-negotiable projects that we go, nope, when I'm lost and don't know what the hell I'm doing, or I'm looking for my North Star, what are some things in our life that we can look at and go, if I concentrate on that, I can't go wrong. Right. Sometimes that's just it. Like I still have it now. Maybe I don't know what new things I want to do. And when I'm kind of lost and wobbly, I'll try to look at the things that I go, like family, like fatherhood, like the marriage, and go, if you work on that, McConaughey, you can't bogey. You
Right.
may not eagle the hole, but you're not going to bogey. And you definitely ain't going to hit one out of bounds. You can't spend too much time on that in your spare time. And then that'll help you spiritually, heart and head. And so I try to go to the non-negotiables when I'm like, and then when things are going well, that's another thing. I love to accomplish it, man. I love to go work and I'm going, all of a sudden I'm hitting the road. I'm all over the place. How do I keep my marriage and my fatherhood out of the debit section?
Yeah.
How do I, because I don't have the time, as much time. That's another challenge when things are going well, personally, to take care of those non-negotiables.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot, like if I don't know what to do, I try and, like it's always like help others, like that's the thing, like that's probably been the thing that's been most helpful in my life. If I don't know what to do whenever, it's try and help others. Think of somebody else, call somebody else, see what they're doing, get out of myself.
Yeah, heard.
There's like that prayer, it's like, God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self and take away my difficulties so that, I don't remember the end of it.
Leave me of the bondage to myself. Leave me of it, off it.
Third step prayer it is. Yeah. Offer myself to thee to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self that I may better do thy will. That's it.
There we go.
So it's just like, God, my problem is me right now. I'm just I'm sitting here. I'm breaking myself up and putting myself into a joint and smoking myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just getting high on something here.
Yeah.
And it can be a low point or a high point though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Sometimes I think it's like, I've thought it's just the lows, but it's like, even if I get too high on myself, it's like, that's not good either,
Well, it keeps our pursuit not about it's talking to the godliness within us, the more godlikeness in us that we can be, that a lot of us are striving to be. That pursuit is such a valuable pursuit, religious or not.
To have a connection to a creator. Yeah, to not
that's
feel
higher.
Right.
That you're not going to reach, but you're going.
I mean, otherwise I would feel so homeless. If I don't want my soul to feel homeless,
There's a lot of people that feel very homeless.
Well, you talk about just like your own like times of faith and like how hard it's tough to keep that connection going, and to work on it more. It's tough.
Takes maintenance, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of maintenance, man. That's probably my biggest.
That's where my ego will get out of control, where all of a sudden I take for granted that I didn't just pull it all off of my own.
Oh,
and I start thinking I did. And I do the math and go, I did. And all of a sudden it's like, ooh, here comes humble pie pretty soon.